I'm Christina Hodge, Academic Curator and Collections Manager, and I'd like to introduce you to the Stanford University Archaeology Collections. In the spring of 2019, SUAC installed its new annual exhibit curated by Stanford students. Trading Faces, Aspects of a 20th Century Northwest Coast Collection, showcases carvings, prints, and paintings made for sale by First Nations artists across British Columbia's coast in the 1970s and 80s. Students studied these items and discovered creators used them to communicate qualities of tradition and innovation, assertions of sovereignty, management of historical trauma, and evocative connections to landscape and place. On opening day, each curatorial team gave a short talk about its case, explaining their theme and pointing out important details about the creations they researched and the surprising things they learned about Indigenous cultures and themselves along the way. These are their stories. Northwest Coast aesthetics are instantly recognizable through distinctive expressions of line, form, color, and subject, including iconic animal crests that belong to families and communities. These creatures appear in origin stories linking lineage with privileges of leadership and natural resources. They show the close relationship between people and the land they inhabit. At our exhibit opening, the students explained how 3 contemporary Kwakwaka'wakw artists honored historical styles but added modern twists.
And so we are the Crests exhibit. One second.
I can edit this out, it's fine.
Animals, both real and mythological, were very important to Kwakwaka'wakw culture. As you can see here, we have a bear, wolf, and a bear thunderbird plaque with other forms in there as well. The animals were important to both mythology and families themselves. For instance, Mark Henderson, the drawer of the grizzly print, the bear was one of his family's crests, one of his family's symbols. Our other main theme, which is mentioned as well on the main label, is art forms. We have 3 very different art forms here in our piece. We have 2 carvings, one which is more traditional than the other, which we'll explain in a bit, and a painting which has both traditional and non-traditional styles.
Yeah. So I was associated with this plaque right here. It's 1 unit of wood, and in the interview with the collector, Ron Spencer, he said that these 3 faces, he wanted to know what it was because you're just like transfixed on those 3 faces, but he said the artist told him that it was just up to the person looking at it, their interpretation of what it means. So I thought that was really beautiful. And then the sides, they have the bear and the thunderbird. So when you flip them out, these are the hands, but when you flip it the other way, it's the talons. So I think that versatility is really interesting.
And as mentioned, this entire collection was given by Ron Spencer. And the object that I've been in charge of researching for the quarter actually had somewhat more of a sentimental value for him. This object, the dual bowl here, was actually commissioned by Ron Spencer himself to Art Nikolai, and it was commissioned as a gift for his parents. So it kind of speaks to some of that that mixture here that we see in the exhibit as a whole between these trade pieces and kind of that reflection of an outsider kind of introducing some of their own ideas into the artwork itself. Also exhibited by, I believe this is the only piece you might notice that has a somewhat different color scheme than the other pieces. So this is more of a mixture of an outsider perspective from the actual donor himself and the mixture of Kwakwaka'wakw culture.
And I'll just finish off with the bear print, which was created by the artist Mark Henderson, who unfortunately died 2 years back, so we weren't able to get into that quotes from him. But this bear print was made for sale, along with 4 other prints, which sell for about 400 at now in the current market. This piece uses both traditional and non-traditional styles, as I said before, but unlike the multiple, which uses colors to be less traditional, it's more of the form that was used. So you have the form lines in the face and certain pads of the bear and the entire fish. that is more traditional Kwakwaka'wakw art style. While the fur and texture of the bear skin, that's non-traditional art style, which Mark Henderson is known for, using both traditional and non-traditional styles. We have another Henderson piece in the case over here, which we talked about shortly. Yeah.
Yeah, all right, great, thank you. We hope you enjoyed learning about how Northwest Coast creators incorporate tradition and innovation into their work. There's more to learn in our 3 other Trading Faces exhibit videos. You can learn more about SUAC on our website or by contacting us.